Hey there, and welcome to today's class. Today we'll be doing a more easygoing routine, just really focusing on our hips, just to stretch them out and release any tension we might be holding on. So we're going to begin in tabletop, on our hands and our knees. We're just going to work out on our wrists to begin with, just to get them nice and warm. So by going into a circular motion around our wrists, we're going to get them nice and moving as we move in the one direction, before changing over in the other. And then beginning with our left leg, we're going to lift it up, bringing it to the side, keeping it bent. And we're just going to paint some big circular motions with our knee, giving ourselves a nice little gentle hip massage as we move in the one direction, before changing over in the other. And stepping our left foot out to the side, we're going to have our toes pointing out and having our left heel in line with our right knee. We're going to take a breath in, and as we do, we're going to dip our bellies down and push our hips back. And as you exhale, rounding your back out, bring your chin to chest as you come forward. And just going this back and forth motion, really focusing on keeping your left knee over your left heel. And the next time you breathe out, you're going to keep your hips close to your back heel. You're just going to hold here for a few breaths as we just settle into the stretch. And then pushing back to center. We can bring our left knee down and we can go on to the other side. So raising your right knee up, drawing those nice big circles with your knee, making them as big or as exaggerated as you want. And then changing over in the other direction. Before stepping your right foot out to the sides, toes pointing to the right heel in line with left knee, and taking a breath in as we push our hips back, going into our cow, before exhaling back forward into the cat. Just going back and forth, focusing on matching your movements with your breath. And then the next time you move back, you're just going to hold it over there. So you feel a nice deep stretch in your hips and thighs. And pushing back up, coming back into your tabletop. You can make sure both your toes are tucked in as you begin hovering our knees slightly off the mat, before slowly raising them up as we lift our hips up to come into our first downward facing dog. And in our down dog, we can start just by walking our dog out, pedaling one knee down at a time. Feeling a nice little stretch in the backs of our legs. And we'll start with our right leg, lifting it up as we come into a split dog. So stacking your right hip over your left. We're going to bend our knee, making our right knee the highest point of our body. And just drawing some nice little circles with our knee. And changing over in the other direction. Before finally bringing your right foot over to your right hand, placing it outside of the mat as we come into a lizard. And from here we can just hover, we can move our bodies back and forth, just in this gentle rocking motion. Just feeling our bodies out, noticing any kinks or any strains. And then finally You have the option to stay on your hands, or you can come down to your elbows. You really want to focus on turning towards the left corner of your mat. Just really sink down into the stretch. And pushing yourself back up, coming back into your lizard. You're going to drop your back knee as you heel toe your front foot to the center of the mat. You're going to lift your chest and your arms up as we come into a low lunge. And with our low lunge, we really want to focus on pushing our hips as far forward as we can, really pushing our front knee over our front toes. So we feel a nice deep stretch in our hips. And holding your full breath in. And then exhale, we're going to push our hips back, straightening our front knee as we come down into a half splits, half Hanuman. Holding full breath in. Exhale to push back into your low lunge. Exhale back into your splits. I'm going to go through one more round on each side. Inhale to come into lunge. And exhale into the splits. And then from here we can come back, bending our knee, bring our hands down to the mat. As we step back with our right foot, and you can meet me back in your downward dog. Just walking your dog out, releasing any tension or stress you might still be feeling. And then moving on to our left leg, lifting it up, stacking our left hip over our right. So we bend our knee, painting some circles with the left knee in the one direction, changing over in the other. And then stepping our left foot forward, coming into our lizard. And from our lizard, just rocking back and forth, feeling ourselves out. Maybe noticing if the stretch feels a little bit different on this side compared to the other. For finally dropping down to your elbows, coming to the right corner of your mat. Pushing yourself back onto your hands, dropping your back knee, heel toeing your foot to the center as we raise ourselves up into our low lunge. Once more, really focusing on pushing our hips as far forward as we can, feeling into the stretch. Holding here to breathe in. Exhale to push our hips back, straightening the front leg to come into the half Hanuman. Holding full breath in. Exhale back into your low lunge. And then just once more going in the motions. 2 more times at your own pace. And on your last time, you can bend your front knee as you bring your hands back down to the mat. Stepping back into your plank for lifting your hips up to come into a downward dog. And from a down dog, you can walk your hands to the back of the mat, coming into a forward fold. You're going to heel toe your feet over to the sides of the mat, so your heels are still on the inside, but your toes are just outside the mat. And swing your hips from side to side. You're just going to gently come down as we come into a yoga squat of Malasana. From your Malasana, you're going to have your hands outstretched to the side. Really open your hips out. You have the option to either stay here, or you can go into a side bend. So keeping your right hand on your right knee, or even placing it onto the ground, lift your left hand up and reach over to the right. You should feel a nice little extra stretch in your side ribs. And straighten back up. You can move on to the other side. So left hand on your left knee, or left hand down to the mat. Raise the right hand up before leaning over to the left. As we feel extra little stretch in the sides and in our hips. Straightening up one more time. You can come down, sitting on your bums, as we're going to have our knees fall over to the sides, bringing our feet together, making a diamond shape with our legs. And depending on how intense or how flexible your hips feel, you can either push your feet away further just to make it a little less intense, or you can bring your feet in as close as you can, just fluttering our legs a little bit just to keep the blood flowing, keeping them nice and warm. Before finally relaxing your knees down, so walk our hands out in front of us, bring chest to feet as we come into a gentle fold. And slowly rolling yourself back up. You can come meet me laying on your backs, but keeping both your knees bent. You're going to place your right heel onto your left knee, making a figure four shape, and then bringing your left leg as close to your body as you can, either grabbing underneath your knee or grabbing onto your shins. Just hug your leg in as tight as you can, holding here for a breath in. And as you exhale, you can release your legs, laying your arms out to the side. As you let your right foot and left knee fall down to the left as we come into a supine twist. And if your neck feels fine for it, you can even turn your head and gaze to the right. Turn your head back to center as we bring our legs back up. We can swap our legs over, placing our left ankle onto our right knee. And once more, grabbing the backs of your knees or onto your right shins, hugging your legs deeply into your chest. Holding for a breath in. And as you exhale, laying your arms out to the side. Let your legs fall to the right. And turn your head to gaze to the left. Bringing everything once more back to center. You can place your left foot down. You're just going to knock your knees from side to side, windscreen wiper motion. just to release any extra tension we might be feeling in our hips, in our lower back. And then placing your feet together, you're going to let your knees fall over to the side as we come into a reclined bound pose, suitability. And with your right hand, you can place it onto your belly, left hand onto your heart, eyes closed, as we just lay here and relax. And then you can either choose to stay as is, or you can straighten both your legs out, and your arms by your sides as we come into our Shavasana. And I'm going to end the video here, so you can stay laying down as long as you want, or as long as you need. Just focusing on your breath as we come to the end of our practice. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know if there's anything else you would like me to do. And I would hope to see you again next time on the yoga mat.